Hi, my name is Janet Bari, and this is my rice bowl recipe. This is dedicated to my sister, Renee, because Renee, my rice bowls come out so perfect, Renee does not think that I make them.
Like you don't think I made those?
We can show you the oil at home.
The size, the shape, your mother didn't make them. Yes, I use a little measuring cup.
I know you knew what I thought about my two perfect.
Yeah, Daniela. Dan, Renee does not believe I made these.
Renee doesn't believe
That I made these. She said they're too perfect.
they're too perfect. She can make them. They're Costco. She fried them.
Get the frig. I fucking made them all last night.
You did. She fried them.
I made them.
I want to see you make them.
How much will you give me when I make them?
I'll make your birthday present extra special.
I'm proving it right now by making rice balls, and I am dedicating this to Nicole Martin. So, I will post the ingredients as we go along. The first thing we do, we can come closer. The first thing I'm doing is melting some butter. And then I'm going to add some of my Italian rice. 3 cups, and I'm going to coat it with butter. I'm making 16 rice balls. And we're going to coat it with butter. You got that good. I have boiling water here on the side that we're going to add slowly. So it's coated with butter. I like to get these little bottles of wine. This is what I need. I need almost the whole thing. If I open a whole bottle, I'll drink it. So this is just enough. And we're going to let that absorb. Let's see how that looks. As soon as the rice absorbs the wine, I'll start adding the boiling water. We're going to cook this until it's tender. So you can see how quick that is. As you can see, quickly it absorbed the wine. Here's my boiling water, and I'm adding a cup at a time. If you put too much water in, it could get sticky and mushy, and you really don't want to. You want the rice to have a bite to it. So you see how quickly it's absorbing? You really have to stay on top of it. You have to know how to make risotto. You can't use long grain rice. Your water's boiling. You add the water a little bit at a time until the risotto absorbs it. You want to have a nice bite on the inside and cooked on the outside. Make it 1 or 2 times, you'll get it right. Rice balls is made with a lot of love. It's tedious, a lot of little ingredients. I make about 40 of them for Christmas. Look how quickly that absorbed. And now I'm going to add some more. And then we'll come back to this when this is all cooked. We'll come back to it. So I'm just going to do this until it's cooked. Okay, so as you can see, my rice is all absorbed with the boiling water. It has, it's tender. Everything you make has to be cooked. When we fry the rice ball, the whole inside should be cooked already. So that's done, that's lovely. I'm going to let that sit a second over here. It's cooked. I'm going to let it rest. We're going to add some egg and cheese. This is what makes it special, your cheese. I'm not giving you the secret of the type of cheese I use. You can use Parmesan, Romano, whatever you want. Every Italian family has their own cheese. So I'll be adding that. Here's my non-stick frying pan. I'm going to add my oil first. 3 tablespoons of oil. Of course I use olive oil. And then I'm going to add some onion, a small onion, and chopped garlic. Okay. Great pan from Pampered Chef. This is what I'm going to be using this mallet to break up my chopped meat after the onion and the garlic is sauteed. So we'll let that saute a bit. I'm going to be adding a 1/2 pound of chopped meat and sausage. We want this at room temperature, so it's not too hard. Ladies, this is one time you want your meat nice and juicy, room temperature, otherwise it'll be hard and chewy. So, frying up my oil and garlic. I'm adding a 1/2 pound of chopped meat and a 1/2 pound of sausage. I snuck in 1 hot sausage in there. And this mallet I'm using to break it up. This goes pretty fast as that sits, as my Arborio Italian rice sits. And this is very delicious. This is actually a meal. We'll be using a 1/2 cup of the rice and a tablespoon of the filling. We'll fry it up. You can serve it with a little sauce. Okay, so my sausage and my chopped meat, as you see, it's all broken up. I'm breaking it with a mallet. I'm going to drain this in a colander to take all the oil out and then put it back in the pan and add my sauce. So now I'm adding my meat. I just drained it. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. You can eyeball it. 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. I'm going to add 4 ounces of homemade sauce. So that's another secret. It's your homemade sauce, which makes it special. That is a 1/2 cup. I'm also adding a 1/2 cup of boiling water to that. That's how quick this goes. I'm going to add a teaspoon of a little sugar. Mix that up. See how nice that's looking? You need that little sweetness. You know, when I first made this recipe, it was like 11 o'clock at night. I decided to cook, and I can't tell you the amount of dishes that I had. I had to make this a few times to realize when I make my filling and I make my rice, you don't fry it right away. You have to put it away and chill it until it's firm. So now I'm going to add my fresh basil, and I'm going to add the peas and set this aside, and then we will assemble our rice balls. You want to make sure that the filling is cooked, because again, the rice has to be cooked, your filling has to be cooked. I added petite peas. I'm adding 5 basil leaves. I usually grow my own basil, put it in the freezer, and then I could just sprinkle it on. And that's it. It's done. So it's all done. You can see the filling, how beautiful it is. And we're going to put it into the refrigerator overnight or 2 hours. Again, I prefer overnight so it's nice and firm. You'll see how when I put it together, by everything being nice and cold, how easy this is to make the rice balls. As my oil is heating up, I'm scrambling some eggs, 6 eggs. And I'm going to stir it in. You know, I let it cool off a bit, just a little bit. I'm stirring it in to my Italian rice, and I'm going to add my family's grated cheese. I added 3 cups. I'm making 16 large rice balls. As you'll see, by the time I'm done, my rice balls are done. My family will be walking in and we'll serve them. They love my rice balls. When I make these on the holiday, my cousin Kim and my sister Renee will actually take them and run them into their car. You know, it's usually cold in December here in New York. So they'll steal some off the table and put it away. My sister loves these so much she'll drive it down to Florida. Okay, so you can see that. See how beautiful that is? See how nice? And you're going to put this in the refrigerator along with your filling, stuffing, whatever you want to call it, and let it chill at least 2 hours. I usually do it overnight. This way I could clean up my mess and then put it together. Okay, so as you can see, my filling is very, very cold. And I like to do everything pre-measured so it looks perfect. So here is, I'm just measuring everything out, a 1/2 cup at a time, as you can see. And so this way I'll scoop this all out. I'll get 16 of these. You could also make little tablespoon scoops out of this, roll in the breadcrumbs and the egg for little appetizers. So you see that? Okay, so this is the first part. Very simple. Took me many years to get it down pat. So I have 16 balls pre-measured. I already started making some balls. You can see they're all perfect. I'm flattening it out, taking a tablespoon of the stuffing. I'm closing it and sealing it, just like this. See, perfect. I'm rolling it in the egg wash, rolling it in the breadcrumbs. See how perfect that is? I'll show you one more time. See, they're coming beautiful. I'm flattening it out. A tablespoon. Sealing it. See that? A nice little ball. Rolling it in the egg wash. Okay, Alexa, timer off. I said I like Alexa, by the way. I use Alexa. I have something in the oven because I'm having a party shortly. So I don't want to ruin it. So here you go. Pre-measured. And there you go. I'll finish the rest of these and we'll be back. So now we're ready to go. My oil's perfect. I already fried some up. Look how beautiful they look. They look so perfect. So I'm frying them up. It's at a fry temperature. You can see it sizzling there beautifully. You really want to know what you're doing with the oil. Otherwise you should have a fryer. I know what I'm doing with my oil so that I don't get burnt. Of course you don't want to get water near this because it'll explode. It could be dangerous. But again, look how beautiful they are. I'm going to finish frying them. And when we come back, I'll show you how I display it, and you'll see my family eat it, and we'll be done. That's it.
Yeah.
All right. Here is my famous rice balls that I make for
Oh,
Christmas.
Janet's favorite rice balls.
I still don't believe she made them. I swear to
Well,
God.
I have it on film. Everybody grab one.
No cursing. No cursing.
It looks delicious.
I'm gonna
Don't say
curse.
something.
No.
No.
Good.
Just try one. This is my family, and this is nothing.
You
Now,
got sauce?
Christmas is about 40 of them. I have sauce, but right now just...
Somebody grab me one.
How are they?
I'm just gonna bite it. I don't
They're
care.
good
down.
just the way they are.
Myself.
Very good, Janet.
Aren't they delicious?
Grab me one.
Do you think
Yeah.
they look perfect, right?
Oh.
So now you can go to
Is there enough?
YouTube and watch the video.
I got it. Yeah. Thanks.
Do you like it?
So good.
It's very good.
Get one.
I'll leave any way you want.
Oh, wow, they're so soft.
Richie, would you like one?
Melissa's a vegetarian, so
Would
you
you
can
like
leave,
one?
the meat out and just put mozzarella in them.
Right, meat here.
Oh, yeah.
Get to the middle, Ronnie. Look.
You know what happened?
The
The little ones.
Melissa, are you a vegetarian? I think last time.
Wait, Janet, Richie never ate
I
one.
think last time you made them,
Richie
they were
eats them all
small.
the time.
Like tiny ones.
What's that? Well, I do the risotto
Scrambled
now.
one.
Oh,
Those are my favorite.
the risotto
That's what I'm
cakes,
saying.
I'll make those next.
No.
So thank you for joining us on this blessed holiday December for Christmas. And these are our rice balls by Janet.
Conception.
Ciao.